Green Zone's Max, and we're back, and we're going to talk about legal censorship and the way that it's going. This is how they're doing it. My Christian film got rated R, but it has no sex, bad language, gore, or drugs. And of course, we got the man Kevin Sorbo here. This is what's going on as far as Christianity goes. Okay. They're legally censoring things they don't like. So let me go to my thing here. Live, the New World Order, on YouTube. They don't like it. They don't like it. Not suitable for most advertisers. There's nothing in there that is bad. We're talking about biblical New World Order. So I have to request a review. Okay? Max Bauer gets kicked out of Europe, where I just read an article on Drudge Report. That's all I did in that entire thing. And I requested a review, and they said confirmed. They didn't like that article is out there. So they're going to shut the video down. That's what's going on. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. The Motion Picture Association of America adds its name to a list of increasingly brazen leftist media powerhouses who discriminate against conservative voices in the public square. Now, it's just me, but I don't think you have to be a conservative to be a Christian. That isn't one of the requirements. But the Motion Picture Association is not like a government deal. They were allowed to police themselves, you call it? You let people police themselves as far as what they're going to give for a rating. Graphic images of a woman smashing and eating a baby do not violate community standards on Facebook, but quoting a Bible verse on homosexuality does. Exactly. This is exactly the thing. They make up their own standards. And they're allowed to do that because they are corporations. Everyone says, free speech, free speech. Well, they're companies that can do whatever they want to. Now, Google is a special case, though, because they're in bed with the CIA. They used to have offices there. I mean, but yeah, that's how they shut down your rights through corporations. Right here, there is nothing wrong with the New World Order live stream at all. But they know it's not suitable for advertisers, and somebody has to manually watch it to decide if it is or not. Well, who is that person? Who is that person? And that's not the only one. I mean, we can go here, and any time that, I call out somebody, let's see, is this where Brian Denlinger gets his racism? Racism, trigger word. Oh, can't monetize that. Sins of Brian Denlinger, can't monetize that. A real pastor beats up Brian Denlinger. Yep, can't monetize that. Proves he's a racist and compares people to dogs. And there's a lot of videos like this. I'm doing this monetization thing as kind of a test to see what is triggering Google, because as of about like a year ago, my viewership has gone, well, my subs have gone up, but my views per video have gone down, down, down. And I realized, like, what's going on? What is going on? And this is exactly what's going on. They decide, no, we're just going to close off. We're not going to promote your channel. We're not going to do nothing. And this is what it is. Because you have keywords. I learned that if you put Christian in the title, or somebody's name in the title, YouTube is automatically not going to promote your video, not going to get your message out, and that's how it is. And this is what Hollywood is doing now to Christian movies. And these Christian movies have budgets of less than $500,000. They don't have money to distribute. They don't have money to go out and do marketing campaigns. They don't have money for any of that stuff. They pay the actors and they pay for the sets. And then they want to give a Christian movie a rated R rating because apparently a young teen uses a handgun. So they make it rated R. On Twitter, conservative voices and alternative news sources frequently find themselves muzzled while profane rants against them are celebrated. Google. Discriminatory algorithms ensure that articles praising the Second Amendment, President Trump, traditional marriage, and lashing out against illegal immigration are suppressed while the fake news media gets a free rein. It's called censorship. Yeah. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. And now, the MPAA, kids killing each other in the Hunger Games with swords and spears and killer bees, is PG-13. A zombie witch in the Suicide Squad wearing a lacy bikini gets her heart ripped out in the finale, PG-13. But the faith-based action movie The Reliant, which has no foul language, no nudity, no torture, no glamorized violence, or gore, or zombies, or beheadings, or anything near is R-rated violence? It's rated R. If you don't put the message forward that they want you to put forward, this is how they censor you. Because it's a rated R movie, it can't even be on PureFlix. Where are they going to release it? Right now, if you go to their Facebook, they're trying to gather up money so that they can fight the rating. And they're also gathering up money so they can actually try and distribute the movie that they made. Because they gave them a rated R rating. And I'll add that Steven Spielberg had the same problem with Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. They're going to give them a rated R rating because they're ripping people's hearts out in that movie. It was a bad movie. But Steven Spielberg had so much clout, they invented a PG-13 rating just for that guy. PG-13 came out with Temple of Doom. If you can't compete in the marketplace of ideas, censorship is how you win. Exactly. Exactly. If you cannot compete with the message that things that I am saying or any other Christian out there is saying, you can't compete with that, and you can't be in the same ballpark, well, what do? Well, we'll shut them down. The powerful media monopolies conspire to muzzle the ideas of faith and liberty in the public square, because only in a vacuum of truth and light can their insanity survive. Yeah, that's New World Order. The Reliant stars Kevin Sorbo, Hercules, Brian Bosworth, who's awesome, Eric Roberts, and Molly Gray. Like most indie films, The Reliant already starts the race way behind the competition, having to raise its money from scratch with no secure distribution deal at the end of the race. Now, with this rating from the Motion Picture Association of America, shackles are latched around their ankles as its primary target audience are families and Christian conservatives. Like, again, I don't like that term, Christian conservatives, but a quote from one of the people who screened the film, homeschooling mother of 13. Homeschooler, can't have that. Kendra Thomas sums up well the level of violence in the film. My children and I viewed The Reliant together and found it perfectly appropriate for family viewing. It deals with social issues in a meaningful way and is generally acceptable to children and adults alike. Unlike other movies, there is no nudity, sex, horror, profanity, innuendo, intoxication, blasphemy, or racism in The Reliant. There is more to dislike in the animated children's movie Captain's Underpants than The Reliant. And here's the real reason it got an R rating. A faith-based action film that is also pro-Second Amendment is just more than Hollywood elites can handle. The film begins with an economic collapse that results in a widespread rioting and looting, leaving a 21-year-old lovesick girl struggling to care for her 4 younger siblings in a stretch of woods on the outskirts of their burning town, wondering why a good God would let this happen. When they capture an armed thief trying to steal from them, they discover the attack on their home was no random act of violence. According to the website, at the heart of The Reliant is a love story, anthem of hope in the darkest of times, redemption of forgiveness. Yes, Kevin Sorbo's character and his children use weapons to defend themselves from armed looters, says writer and director Dr. J.P. Johnston, but it is much less violent than even many PG-13 action films. We were so careful to prevent The Reliant from becoming anywhere near an R rating. So here they're having problems because they gave it an R rating. Now, I'm lucky enough in my town. Well, sort of my town. Hutchinson's like 15 miles away, but that's where the movie theater is. They actually show Christian movies that aren't released anyplace else. This movie would be there, but it's rated R. I mean, a rated R Christian movie? Rated R. I really want to see this movie. I really want to see it. And, I can't. It's not going to be on Pure Flix. They completely just shut these people down by giving them a ludicrous rating. I mean, why don't you just call it rated X? Why don't we just call it rated X? And that ensures, legally, you can censor the ideas. You can censor God through your corporation and your business. You can censor that stuff. And it's not against the law. It's not against the law, but this is what happens. And that's what goes on with Google. That's what goes on with Google. You can censor whatever the heck you want to. And as far as monetization goes or whatever, I make nothing on it, and I'm going to turn it off. It's just pointless. It's pointless. If I put Christian in the headline, it's unmonetizable. If I put somebody's name in there, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. So that's what's going on with legal censorship and how these people who just don't want these ideas out there, extreme leftists from Hollywood and the Motion Picture Association, what they're doing. They only want to forward their ideas. Now, they had a problem with I don't know how old the kid is, but young teenager, I'm assuming, using a handgun to defend the family. Now, if the young teenager was a transgender, LGBTQ, whatever, with a wig on, defending people with a pistol, I don't think they'd have a problem. Oh, standard Christian movie. I think that the direction that they should go is make it unrated. That's the way that I would go. Call it unrated. So with that, I think we are out of here.